很多 AI 大咖，比如马斯克、奥特曼、戴米斯哈萨比斯都说 AGI 也就是无所不能的 AI， 未来10年就能实现。由于 AGI 的定义是人类能做的它都能做，而且能做得更好，所以一旦实现 AGI， 人类就会被全面替代，这引发了很多的焦虑。但前段时间我读了一本很有意思的书，名叫《2049未来1万天的可能》。书的作者叫凯文凯利，他被称为互联网思想之父，是硅谷著名的科技杂志《连线》的创办人，也是畅销书《失控和必然》的作者。在2049这本书里，凯文凯利认为，想要实现 AGI 需要的时间远远不止10年，甚至 AGI 就是个伪命题。他认为，未来更大的可能性是形成一堆不通用的但各有所长的专业 AI。这些 AI 的智能水平会在某些方面特别突出，但没有人全面，所以不会全面替代人类，而是会成为人类的伙伴。沿着这个逻辑，那另一个流行的观点也就不成立了，那就是谷歌的前 CEO 施密特提出的 hard takeoff， 也就是硬起飞的概念。施密特认为，当 AI 发展到一定程度之后，就会进入到可以持续自我迭代的状态。一旦达到这个里程碑，那拥有这个技术的公司和国家就会一骑绝尘，其他的公司和国家将永远都追不上。事实上，谷歌已经开发出了有一定自我迭代能力的智能体，名叫 Alpha Evolve。这个我之前专门做过一期视频给大家讲解过。那为什么凯文凯利认为 AI 进入自我迭代，从而甩开所有人的这种情况不会发生呢？说实话，凯文凯利在书里的一些观点和推论都有点颠覆我之前的认知。很幸运，中信出版社帮我安排了一次跟凯文凯利的对谈，于是我把这几方面的问题跟他做了一个深入探讨。接下来就是我们对谈中的相关内容的片段。Okay, so the next 3 questions about AGI, which I'm really interested in. So first of all, AGI is the target of all AI companies like OpenAI, xAI, Google DeepMind, etc., right? However, you mentioned a concept called artificial aliens, which I found very refreshing. Does that mean the intelligence that AI has is totally different from the human intelligence?
Yeah. So I am skeptical that there is such a thing as general intelligence. If there is general intelligence, it may not be that useful. So right now there's a huge uncertainty and lots of disagreement about whether or not there is such a thing as general intelligence. We don't know. And we don't know because we don't know what human intelligence is. So we're trying to make something artificial where we don't even know what the real thing is. Right? We don't know what human intelligence is. A lot of
That's
people
true.
think that it's like an element that's elemental. That's the universe. AGI is elemental. And it turned out that we were wrong about elements. Like for the ancients thought that water was an element, but it turned out that it was actually a compound made up of different.
I see.
And I think intelligence is the same thing. I don't think it's elemental like AGI. I think it's a compound made up of different cognitive elements. And we'll have many different compounds, many different kinds of intelligences made from different arrangements, different combinations of cognitive elements. And therefore, just like there's no general compound, we have, we have salt, we have water, we have ammonia, we've got, proteins. All these things are compounds. They're made up of different elements. And so I think the same thing is true in the cognitive. We'll have all these different kinds of compounds, which are going to be created for different uses, but there's no such thing as a universal compound, just like there's no such thing as a universal intelligence. It's all going to be very, very specialized and specific. There'll be kind of mathematical intelligence. There'll be spatial intelligence. There'll be emotional intelligence. There'll be reasoning intelligence, and some intelligence are going to be made for conversation. Some are going to be doing math proof. And you don't want to have a conversation. They're no good at conversation, but they're good at math. And then the other ones that are really good at navigation, but they're not really very good at solving protein. And so you could have an AGI that does a little bit of everything, but it's like a Swiss Army knife. You know the Swiss Army knife?
Yeah.
Everybody has
It
one.
has a lot of
Nobody
tools.
uses it
Right. True.
because it does everything, but it doesn't do anything very well. That's
Right.
that's what general intelligence is. There's something where it's I can do this a little bit, but all the specialized ones are better than it in every way. So why would you use a Swiss Army knife? Or would you use general intelligence when you can use the best mathematical proof if you're going to try and prove mathematics. You wouldn't use general intelligence. You're going to use the mathematical intelligence.
I see.
That's
I see.
that's what I'm saying. So and I call these alien intelligences because they can be smart, they can be sentient, they can be aware, they could even be conscious. They could be funny, they may be able to do humor, they can be creative, but they get there in a different way. They have a different
I see.
tone to it. They have a different, it's like Spock in Star Trek. He was an,
Smart.
he's an alien. He's smart, he's conscious, but he thinks differently. He's an
You
alien
can't replace the
intelligence.
captain.
He can't replace it. They work together. They're a good team. And that's what we're going to have. We're going to have these artificial aliens that will work with us. And together, our intelligence plus their intelligence, we think differently and we can arrive at new answers, new ideas together. Okay. We can't get there by ourselves. And so they're alien intelligences, alien cognition, very, very strong. They're not, whether they're smarter than us, who's smarter, Kirk or Spock? Well, they have different kinds of intelligences.
That's true. That's true. That's why they need to work as a team.
Right. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to be working with AIs as a team.
I see. Okay, that's great. So that means AI will be tools, not to replace human.
No, they're more than a tool. Is Spock a tool?
Oh, okay. A partner, right?
They're partners.
Yeah, I see. I see. Okay.
The next question is about creativity, right? You mentioned in the book the lowercase creativity and uppercase creativity, and also Google announced that Alpha Evolve found a better algorithm for the 4x4 matrix multiplication, right? It reduced the number of steps from 49 to 48, and they also found better algorithm for other problems as well. So when I read this news, so my first reaction is that scientists might lose their jobs. So I'm very curious about this. And do you think scientists will lose their jobs? And
No,
If not-
absolutely no,
Yeah.
absolutely not. This is true in general. So when you hire a human right now, you have a human employee, there's kind of three things that they have to do. One, they have to do the task. That's the work that's necessary. Of course, they have to do that. But the second thing that they have to do is they are taking responsibility for the job or the work. The responsibility for getting the job done lands with them. If they don't do it, then they suffer the consequences. They can either be fired, or they have to redo the work, or they have to do something. They have to get the work done. The responsibility for it stops with them. With an AI right now, if you have an AI and they give you the wrong answer, or the agent doesn't do the work, there's nothing taking responsibility for it. The AI is not telling you that they're going to take responsibility for the work and make sure that it gets done to your satisfaction. And you can't trust them to do that right now. So the human has the trust. And then the third thing that the human is doing in every job is that they're learning on the job. Okay, it's there's almost no job, even a very physical job of cutting trees down or farming or working in a factory requires learning on the job. And AIs right now do not learn. ChatGPT has gone through 4 learnings. It's had 4 times to learn. All right, only 4. It's working on the 5th. All right, to learn. But a human employee will be learning by the hour, by the day, learning and learning. And the AIs right now do not learn. And so when you hire a human, scientist, teacher, doctor, whatever it is, they are not only doing the work, which an AI might be able to do, but they are taking responsibility and trust for that job, and they are learning every minute on the job. So AIs are nowhere near being able to do that. Will they eventually be able to do that? We'll see. But
Yeah.
they can't do it right now. So for the next 25 years, there's no way that human scientists will be replaced by AIs. However, within 25 years, every single scientist will be partnering with AI
Mhm.
to help
I
them do
see.
the work. But the human is going to take the responsibility for the work, and they're the ones who are going to be learning the fastest.
I see. I see. Okay, still the partner human AI partnership. I see. Okay, I still need to ask this question. A lot of people are discussing a possible scenario called hard takeoff, which means once an AI model becomes smart enough, recursive self-learning will happen. So this AI will be able to iterate itself and make progress much faster than other AI models, right? So after that point, other AI models and AI companies will lose all their value. So do you think this will happen?
I don't. Um, I think it's a very romantic idea. I
Mhm.
think partly it confuses again this idea that intelligence is sort of a single dimension that goes along. That you
Mhm.
can have like a ladder, climb up a ladder, which I don't think is. I think it's radiated outward. There's hundreds of different directions to go into to make things better or smarter, not just one direction.
I
Um,
see.
the second thing about that is that it also is what I call thinkism. It's a fallacy of thinkism. It's people
Mhm.
who overestimate the value of intelligence. I don't think
Yeah.
intelligence is that valuable.
Mhm.
Meaning that I don't think it's the main shortage of getting things done. You can look at almost any large company and look at the CEOs or even the founders. They're not
Mhm.
necessarily the smartest people. They are,
True. That's true.
they
Well
are,
rounded.
well, they're people who have grit, determination. There's so many other qualities about what it takes to get something done in the world. It's not just intelligence. And the people who talk about a hard takeoff, they're overestimating the value of intelligence. It's not the main criteria. It's not why we don't have cure for cancer right now. It's not intelligence. It's actual data. It's actual experiments. It's actual proof of what happens when things are tried. So you need many, many, many more things to make things happen in the world besides just intelligence. But a lot of the people, usually they're guys who like to think, and they say thinking is the most important thing, right?
Yeah.
So they're guys
Yeah.
who like to think, and they're telling you thinking is the most important thing. You have to,
Yeah.
who's telling you this? People who like to think.
Right.
It's not true.
I see.
Okay.
I
And
see.
so that's what I call thinkism, is that they think that the most important thing is thinking and that thinking will solve problems. And I'm saying, no, thinking is not, intelligence is not the only thing that solves problems. You need so many other qualities, so many other values, so much other stuff. And so that's why just thinking alone, intelligence alone is not going to have a hard takeoff. It's that's a romantic view made by people who like to think.
Right, I see. So I see where the bias comes from.
And let me say a final thing about that scenario
Mm.
is that one of the things that I've been observing
Mm.
is that the first industry, the first profession that has
Mhm.
adopted daily AI use are coders, right?
Right.
Of all the people who are using AI every day, most of them are programmer coders,
Coders.
right?
Yes.
And what they have found out is that the AIs are very good at coding,
Yes.
okay? And most of these coders are using the AI to help them write better AI, as you mentioned.
Yep.
And that AI that they're making is very good at helping coders write better AI. So
Yeah.
while you think, well, they're making God, no, they're converging on a very false optima. They're converging on an AI that's really good at making AI, but that's all it can do. It can't help anybody else.
I see.
So yes, it's really good at making AI, but the AI is only useful for making AI. It's not good for
Right.
solving other problems. It's really good at making AI, which is really good at making AI, which is really good at making AI. That doesn't, it's just like, yeah. I mean, it's like, it's converging on this very, very narrow thing of making
Yeah.
AI that makes good AI. But
Well,
that's all that it does.
I guess their logic is that
The AI is not useful. It's not general intelligence. It's intelligence for making AI,
uh, I see. I see.
not general
Well,
intelligence.
because their logic is that, the better AI means AGI. And it's AGI, so it's general, so you can solve all the
No,
problems.
but it's
That's their
not.
logic.
It's not AGI. It's very, very specific AI, which is AI that's good at making other AI. That's not
I see.
general intelligence.
I
That's
see. I see.
very, very specialized intelligence. And all the benchmarks for measuring the AI are very, very intellectual. They're about passing math tests. It's about code.
Right.
So you're kind of you're converging, you're optimizing on this very, very narrow definition of what you want to
Yeah.
do, which is we're making AI that's really good about making AI, which is really good for making AI, which is really good for making AI. Okay, but that's not very useful to the rest of the world.
I see. That makes sense.